Now,
Coming right at you, Bill.
well, I'm not going to throw it right off. Okay, what we're going to do here first is just lock our leg right up on his. Okay? Now, when I'm in this position, notice I'm not leaning too far, nor am I leaning back. But I'm nice and balanced. I have an equal distribution of weight between my two legs. From this position, I am on balance. If he were to try to push into me, I can remain balanced by putting my leg back and resting quite a bit of my weight up by his thigh and knee here. Likewise, I'm not hooking here. I'm just resting. Now, in order for Sutemi Waza to work, I need to have good kazushi. Good off balancing. In this case, I want him off balanced in this direction. Okay? To the northwest angle, or northeast rather. So, when I come in, ideally, if I can get him bent over, that will allow me the perfect throw. But even if he's not, all I have to concentrate is kazushi up top. I lock this in place and pull through. Let my body weight do the pulling. I just lock it here, nice and steady. When I come down, the rest of it happens with the leg.
Get that?
It's right here. This becomes the pivot point of the arc. Okay, this is the fulcrum. When I just collapse this leg, maintain the grip, and he takes right over.
On this video is Adam Boyd, Sundown in Judo, and Frank Berry, Godan in Jiu-Jitsu.
As I was explaining over here before, because of my long legs, I don't like doing tomoe nage. Why? I find it very difficult to get my leg up into a position, either belt knot, classical, or even up on the thigh area, where I can throw tomoe nage. I'm too afraid I'm going to hurt him as I bring my leg up. So, to offset that, I do sumigaeshi. Rather than here, I come to the inside of the leg. And I just rest. Now the motion is the same as the Yoko Garuma that we just worked on. I kick, per se, from here. I do not kick to get into this position. I place my leg, and after the leg is here, then I will kick through. Okay? Let me make that perfectly clear one more time. I do not kick to get my foot into position here. I put my foot in position and then I kick through. Okay? Now, this works exceedingly well from a very deep jigo fight. Very defensive posture. Why? He's now bent over. Likewise, it works very well against the wrestler fights. Again, very bent over. Kazushi is 9/10 of the way done at that position. I can also do it from a classical standpoint. If I'm going to kick through with my right foot, the left hand is the primary hand for kazushi, the primary hand for off balance. When I come in, I step in much like a tomoe nage. I place, and again, I collapse. Restricted in the neck, but they should still be able to breathe. Okay? That way they go out without even realizing that they're going out. Now, in order to choke, Okuri Yuri Jime is the sliding lapel choke. Okay? What that means is the lapel is going to do part of the choking. Okay? So, always remember, the hand that goes over the shoulder is the hand that is doing the choking. The hand that goes under the armpit on the other side is just there to pull out slack. Okay. Now, positioning. These three fingers are your power for gripping. The other two fingers are merely the antenna, if you will, to make sure your positioning is correct. Why? The same reason when you escape from wrist grabs, you are weak right between the thumb and the forefinger. This, however, is power. He cannot break this. He can break this. Okay. Now, I'm going to use the gi over his left shoulder to choke on this side. On the right side, I'm going to use this part of my wrist right here. So I make sure I have enough room on this side, enough slack, if you will, by touching his earlobe. Once I do that, I know I'm in a good position right here. I have enough gi to cut off this carotid. The final motion that I make is a lot like fly fishing. If you've ever seen the movies or ever done any fly fishing, or just casting a rod and fishing, you'll see that there's a flick of the wrist. When I choke, I make that same motion with my wrist. So, I'm cutting off the blood with the gi here, and on this side, I cut off the other carotid with my wrist. Finally, to finish it out, I pull the slack out of the gi on the other side. And we choke. Okay? That's the principle. I want you to start with that, and then we're going to move into how you can actually do this in a judo tournament type setting where someone is turtled up. Okay? Go to it. Type situation, and I want that choke for the quick win. I take these two knuckles, they become my weapon. I start just behind the ear and follow under the jawline. The reason under the jawline is in judo you cannot go across the face at all. You cannot touch any portion of the face, which goes from the ear, follows along under the jawline. But if you start right here, there's a series of pressure point clusters that go all the way under the jaw. Go ahead. As he defends, and I take these two knuckles and start digging them right behind and under the jawline, you'll notice the look on his face. It is not a pleasurable sensation to have those two knuckles digging under the jawline across those pressure point clusters. Once I'm in, I have my grip. Okay? That is something to think about for a judo competition type setting. For the purposes of here, however, we're going to do okuri jime when your opponent is on all fours. Okay? The principle is the same. Okay? If he were to come up into a seiza position, you'll notice that my positioning for okuri jime is the same. The side on which I am closest is this side in hand that I am going to use to choke. I'm on his right side, therefore my right hand chokes. I come up and under, and I grip the opposite side. Again, straight okuri jime. Okay, I touch that earlobe, I have enough slack. This is why before it didn't matter if you straighten your arms, because in this position, there's no helping but extending my arm in the choke. I reach under with the left to the opposite side and pull down towards his obi, down towards his belt to pull out the slack. Now, when I actually do this choke, I'm going to push my body weight forward. I'm going to come up towards his head. I'm going to make my body into a tripod. My head places out at a 45-degree angle from his shoulder and head. The further out I put it, the more tension there will be. Because as I straighten that arm out and do the fly fishing maneuver, I am choking throughout this whole time. The final thing I do when I'm in my tripod is I take my left hip, put it down towards right the base of his neck, right between the shoulder blades. And that puts weight, again, right on the choke. And that's the position I will end up in. So it looks like this. I get my choke in. Notice I'm not leaning too far forward. I stay back. I plant the choke. As I begin the choke, I tripod and then I put my weight forward. Questions? Go to it.
I'm going to shift us into keto. This is
Now,
Kim
Hungarians
Baker,
make very good Uzi,
who's
by
a
the way.
9th degree black belt. He's going to show what's called
all that, bud?
the flow. And I didn't get any of that. Let me see if I can shift my.
He's just getting his mind up, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Actually, how many want to do is fine, but I was going to put all 10 of them on the tape, then we can break it down into the various parts or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Great minds are thinking the same way, huh? Let's move back there.
Raise the wrist. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, how are we going to do now? We did it one first time, but next time.
Well, let's take everybody through them.
Okay, grab your shoulder partner.
Matter of fact, if you don't mind, if you could just take each one. I guess you're going to explain it, right?
Right.
That's it.
Okay. We'll just do one and accumulate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay, on 1. The idea is we're trying to break the balance, also we call shoulder engagement, and by twisting the wrist down. You like to have them down, hand is twisted in. Leverage can be either with the fingers pointed straight down or pushing the hand straight down for a lock. Either one of those two options is number 1. Accumulate it straight in and take them off balance. This is 1. We'll go straight to 2 because we already have the hand position in. We have them lower. The idea is that when here you're going to pump, you're going to push in slightly at the elbow, rotate the elbow over quickly to get them into pain. This is 2. So we'll do 1 and 2 together. Naturally, all this thing here, you always have a strike first interval. There's 1. Keep the elbow down. Move this into the body so the elbow bends slightly. That gets you where you can rotate your shoulder around and cause pain much faster, too. Okay, let's just work 1 and 2. Interpretation. If I get it high, I drive down. If it's shorter, you take a position right behind the movement of the shoulder, roll it down, the forces are down, pressure locks through here, on in. Okay. Or just take your fingers down here. Depending on the flexibility, for instance, some people are screaming and jumping here. If not, you can add little things, arm bars, whichever way you want to do it. Okay. Number 2, the idea goes, when there's any bend in the arm, if you push it slightly, if it gets a bend in the arm, a small circle rotation gets them down low. 2. 3 will come through underneath and grab his hand. You basically have the 4 fingers on the side here, and you take them down. We're going to do 3 and 4 together because you're not making a handshake. 3 takes them down. 4, I'm immediately going to my side, and I take the finger straight back into his rib cage. So 3, 4. Position for 2, hand comes underneath, grab, 3, rotate to the side, and 4. So let's work 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. We have 1. We have 2, 3, and 4. On this one here, the left hand secures the grip first, right hand comes over the top. Key thing on the Ichi guy, what we call it, is keeping the elbow must be higher than the shoulder. If the elbow's too low, swing back there. You end up getting your clock clean. Keep the elbow high, other elbow behind the back, not in front, behind the back. If he tries to spin this time here, try to spin, he goes into more pain. Now, teaching point, once you get used to this, you have 2 ways of doing the wrist. This is a stationary walking position, so we just keep the maybe where we want to go. However, we want to go forward or backwards. If I pull the fingers forward, he goes backwards. If I pull the fingers backwards, he goes forward. Now we'll go into different techniques. But right now, this is 5. Keeping this grip here, we pull the elbow down, hand comes through, take out all the slack, and you want to take this little finger and point this little finger straight to the ground. Okay, while we're here, we'll do 3. Now just let the hand rotate over, secure, bring the index knuckle. This is the most important knuckle on most of the techniques of Aikido. Bring the index knuckle back into the hand. Okay, so we'll do 3 here. We're starting from 4, hand change straight over, raise it up to 5, elbow down, arm in, put the slack, pull down 6, rotate the hand over, position, index finger pushing in, 7.
Sir.
Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of the variations, besides taking the slack here, if you don't think the hand too tight here, you take the fingers, point the fingers all the way back to his body, this way here, and then pull down. It does the same thing as this. It depends on what is more convenient for you. We're to 7. Okay, I will take my hand and hold on to the wrist here for the 8. If I move out, this hand comes up, and we go to 8 for this spot. For 8, we come underneath, similar for 9. So hand from 8 here, hand comes underneath 9. And the last one, 10, if you put it into a V shape of the hand, you guys can see here, V shape of the hand, number 10. Locking in, taking an elbow lock here. In class, you just drop right about here. If the person can fall, you take them all the way through the throat. For 10.
Art called the screamer, stick fighting, and there are 12 angles of attack that they use to train for the stick fighting. With one stick, every time you strike, you're stepping with your foot. So strike 1, cross the body. Strike 2, stepping with the left foot. Cross the body the opposite direction. 3, this way. 4, back. 5, straight to the gut. 6 is up to the right shoulder. 7. Each time I do it, I'm stepping with that foot. 8 is up across. 9 this way. 10 is the same as 1 across the collarbone and the neck. 11, 12 is down the pipe. All right, so there's 12 strikes. 1 each time you step. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 down the pipe. All right, for each of the strikes, there's offense and defense in the middle. You can either go force on force against the strike, or you can go with the strike. So Tracy uses one stick. She does a number 1, block, grab, going against the force, right here. Going against the force. She does number 1, I want to go with it, go outside in, block outside in. So 1, block, and you can do whatever technique you've learned with kick to the head. Take that. Now with 2 sticks, they have a drill called a screamer. Stand right there. From those 12 strikes, they develop a drill. This is your fighting stance here. What you're doing is you're striking across the body, down, just like so. Constant motion. So the start position is up here. So the first strike is across to here. Number 2 is down to here. 3, here, 4, 5, 6, back to the start position. And each one of those 6 motions represents a strike. So if I was fighting this person, you stand still. Strike, the leg. Each one of those is an attack. And to practice the drill at normal speed, it's like this. Each one of these strikes is the head of the leg. So if I'm going up against a big person, I want 1 stick or 2 sticks, strike to the leg, to the head, and to the leg. Take out a big person's leg. To the head, leg, back to the head. They got some drills that go 1 through 12. I don't know all 12. I've forgotten. first kata, as we call it, strike to the head. Then you're ready to go. Each one of those again is strike to the head, to the leg. It's constant attacks with the front body. Number two is, after you've gone back to the start position, one, open up, strike both sides of the head. That kata demonstrates hitting this person here, and back to the side of the head, right in the knee, and back to the side. Yes, that's one and two. So one, two, like this. One and two. One, and then number three is head to the leg, head to the leg. So we'll go 1, 2, and 3. When you do it, you got to rock with the foot. It's almost like doing a dance. And number 4 is you're doing 3 strikes from head, leg, back to the head. To the other side. Head, leg, back to the head. If I was in here with Tracy, I might hit her in the head, to the leg, and back to the head. Or witch kick. They call it witch kick. Back to the head. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, I messed that up. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can make up anything you want.
First thing you know, you have for the rest of the posterity.
She wants it, she does it. A 1, you do the same thing you do with the stick, but you do it open hand. If you're gonna block with the right hand, you gotta step with the right foot. You're gonna block with the left hand, you gotta step with the left foot and grab. So inside and outside. Here, take it away. So outside, same thing. Here, right, whatever technique you want to follow up on. Do the same thing with 2. Step, it, that's kind of, you got to step that way. Step it inside, right foot, right hand, grab, inside more, go outside. So the follow-up techniques are the same as you learn in judo and jiu-jitsu and almost any other art, but with the screamer, the basic principle is whatever hand you're striking with, you step with. You're striking, do the same thing, gross quarter movement.